Hello Pisces, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Pisces for the week of November 21st. Now do keep in mind this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go and see what we have here for you, Pisces. Do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for future updates from me. Likes, comments, shares all really do help the channel grow and are much appreciated. So, all right, so let's go ahead and let's get everything in view here. As always, all of the decks that I use on my channel are linked in the description below this video. If you'd like to pick them up for yourself, and I'll take a few of these. All right. Cool. Energy on the bottom. You have the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is really an incredible card that can indicate that you have a ton of energy for happiness in your life, or you have a ton of room for happiness in your life. You could even say that this is a completion in the emotional areas of your life, you know? Some of you may have taken a step back recently and looked over your life and realized like, wow, I'm pretty fulfilled right now. Like things are going very well. You know, there are completions here on the board for you. The Ten of Cups is like the other side of abundance. It is a card of abundance, but it's everything else that goes along with abundance, right? It's not like the material side. Although you do see here in the background that this family here, they own the home, which, you know, real estate is a way of accumulating wealth in the world. And so it can be about abundance generally, but the Ten of Cups is said to be the other side of abundance, right? You can see the young family here enjoying the rainbow that is in front of them, realizing that they have reached the final cup in their journey. And so it's a very good card. It's hard to get happier than this card. In fact, it is the second happiest card in the tarot behind the sun. And so it's hard to get better than the Ten of Cups. So let's unpack this some more. So in the overall situation here, you have the King of Cups showing up. So the King of Cups, you know, one of the main things here, you know, okay, let me rewind. First and foremost, I think just some of you are kind of enjoying the moment is what I feel like saying. Some of you here are enjoying the moment. You can see that they are sitting on a rock in the middle of the ocean. I don't know if you can see that, but they are sitting on a rock in the middle of the ocean. In the background, you see the whale. You see the ship in the background sailing. This represents the fact that they are staying in the moment and they are being present. They're not allowing the waves that are crashing into them to distract them or to deter them from their current feeling of happiness. And this is kind of what I see happening for you right now. This may say that, you know, you have to weather some emotional storms, but you have the ability to do that successfully. And especially when this is combined with the Ten of Cups. Some of you here, the answer is simple, and the only thing that you need to do in order to weather these emotional storms is to go within. And I'll talk about that more as we go along with this Hermit card. But the answer to, I should say, the solution to any sort of emotional challenge is truly within for you at this time. But overall, I think that this, right now, you're kind of taking your situation moment by moment and you're enjoying the moment right now. In the past, you have the Three of Pentacles, you have the High Priestess, and you also have the World card. So, you know, there might have been a closing out of a journey in your career life for some of you. Some of you may have decided to work for a different company. Some of you may have decided to start a business. Or some of you, like the groundwork for one of those two things to happen is kind of being set right now. And I say that here because we have this Three of Pentacles, which can indicate your colleagues, the people that you work with on a day-to-day, so forth and so on. It can represent reward and recognition for doing a quality job or for doing good work, but I get a sense that this is connected to your work environment. In other words, with this World card, I do think there are important completions that have been sort of in the works here for you with that Three of Pentacles. Okay, I do think that there are people that let me rewind again and say this in a different way, which is, I think that some of you have decided that there's something a little bit better out there for you. I think that you're in being in the moment, in being present in the moment right now with the King of Cups and the Ten of Cups. You're recognizing that something here from your work life in the past or for some time now, you've decided that there's something else out there. You have the High Priestess, which I like to associate with Pisces, okay? The High Priestess is mysterious. If it's not a Pisces, the High Priestess, some of the qualities of the High Priestess is, the High Priestess is mysterious, they're knowledgeable, and they're wise. This is a card that indicates wisdom and knowledge as well. Typically, knowledge or wisdom that is more like esoteric. As you see that the High Priestess here is holding the scroll, and they're sitting at the front of a spiritual temple as well. And so that is another thing with the High Priestess. But along with that, with the idea of mysteries, it can also indicate secrets or hidden knowledge or something even being withheld or hidden from you. It's possible that you've been in a work situation where like there was just like a lot of kind of secret keeping. I do feel like some of you are like have decided to complete that part of your life or close out that chapter of your life. This World card is very good. It's a major completion. It's a major success in one's life. And it really does close out a chapter or complete something important. And like I said, I think that that has sort of been underway for you. In your current situation, you have the Four of Cups, you have the King of Cups, and you have the Hermit card. So the universe is giving you the gift of reflection. The universe is giving the gift of reflection here. And I say that because remember I always talked about the King of Cups as somebody who's kind of just being in the moment, right? They're kind of calm, cool, and collected. And you have this here with the Four of Cups, which this person is reflecting. We could say that this person is reflecting on their situation. And I think that there's a whole lot of reflection here on your current situation right now. Like a ton, okay? Now there is an opportunity here and you might not be aware of it, but you could easily be aware of it, which it would just require you to sort of look outside. As you can see, this person just needs to look up and recognize that there's this alternative path or solution here. The other thing that's pretty wild about this middle column here is the Hermit's influence, which we could say is about reflection, but it's actually more about introspection. They're similar concepts. Reflection, introspection, they're similar concepts. I'm not saying they're exactly the same, but they're similar. And you know, you have this kind of just like seriously being highlighted. It's like taking one of those little highlighter markers, you know, those markers like the green, the yellow highlighter, and just like whoop, just like putting it right here in this middle column here, okay? Like that's what I feel like is happening right now for you. And if there is some type of emotional situation happening, again, need to really stress this. You're finding that answer from within. You're finding that answer from within here, okay? Very clearly with the Hermit, the King of Cups, and the Four of Cups. And so I would say trust in yourself and your ability to handle anything that comes forward or anything that is placed on your plate or put in your path. But another thing in this period of reflection, again, the universe is giving you the gift of reflection here. I think that you're really looking at what makes you happy with the Ten of Cups on the bottom. What makes you truly actually happy right now? Something like this here is showing up for you. And I do think that there's been realizations and completions here around a work situation, specifically maybe some challenging colleagues, maybe some like secrets that were thrown about in the past here, as you have the High Priestess's influence, that, you know, added kind of fuel to the fire around this feeling that you need to go in a direction that makes you happy. Now, in the future, you have the Page of Wands, you have the Four of Wands, and you also have the Two of Swords. So the Page of Wands is this opportunity. So if you feel like, so let me break this down here for you. If you feel like this here, this opportunity, you've lost or you've missed out on this opportunity, that is not the case. It's coming back in, or it's coming in to nudge you, tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, look, remember this, here it is. Page of Wands is an opportunity. It is a job opportunity, or a career opportunity, or an opportunity that comes through a download, like of energy, or a download from the universe. Wands can connect to the energy of energy. And so this is something that, you know, will come back around for you. And what I would say is, do not miss this opportunity twice. Or what is the right way of saying that? Yeah, whatever. I mean, that's what I'm trying to communicate. Okay, like when this opportunity comes back around, I would say it would be wise to really investigate it. I can't tell you what to do, but it would be wise to investigate it. Because you have this Two of Swords, which may suggest that you need some clarity as you see the blindfold here on this person. They really need to achieve clarity in their life. And it also is a card that would indicate maybe you asking yourself to be honest with yourself. Like, is there something that you need to be honest about, okay, in your life? You also here, you have the Four of Wands, which the Four of Wands, you know, it's about your stability. Four of Wands would be some sort of like, it's like your foundations and achievements. It's a new start as well in life, because the Four of Wands is a traditional card of marriage. And when you get married with somebody, that is a new start in life, right? It's a new start with you and this person. And so, you know, if marriage isn't on the table for you, although some of you it might be, to be real, some of you it might be. Marriage might be on the table here because you have Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups with the King of Cups. Doesn't matter what gender you're interested in, the King of Cups is considered to be a good partner in the tarot. And so I will say, you know, this is certainly something that could be on the table here if you're still watching and you're here for love. But, you know, I would say, you know, you already know the answer to that. Like, this is you already know the answer to that love question, and it's from within. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at these Kipper cards here. All right, so you have Mature Man, Despair, Message, and Thoughts. Some of you have definitely, what is that phrase? Somebody's living rent-free in your head. Somebody's living rent-free in your head here, okay? As you see this person, number 16, is thinking about this person. So much that they've even painted a picture of them. And it's possible that you're waiting for some message. You're waiting to hear back from them in some ways. I would say it's time to like just cool it, like the King of Cups, right? Like whatever, you know. When the message comes in, it comes in. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's what I feel like saying. Probably not what you want to hear, but that's what I feel like saying. You have Mature Man and Despair. Not sure what's happening there because this is a very positive reading. I do think that I just get a weird feeling about this Three of Cups, this Three of Pentacles card, which is why I kind of took a more negative approach to reading it. I try to keep my readings as positive as possible, but there's just something with that Three of Pentacles card for you that feels like there needed to be a completion there. And again, I think it's about some previous work environment, Pisces, that that I feel like is in the energy here in the cards. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at these clarifications. So you have the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Wands, and you have the Death card. Yeah, really not at all surprised to see the Death card. I was like waiting for this to come in here, because the Death card with the world kind of confirms what I'm feeling, which is this completion is actually a really big transformation for you, right? And it's a clearing. The thing about the Death card is actually a positive card. It represents a clearing of one's life. It's 222, by the way. I got an ear ping. I get these things where I get these ear pings, and I decided to look at the clock, and it's 222. So to me, I love the number 222. It's one of my favorite numerologies, or numbers in angel numbers, whatever you want to call it. Because 222 for me suggests that you've been on the right path here in the past, you know? And, you know, I do think that you've been on the right path here. You've made some sort of transformation. I do think that here's the thing. You've been desirable in the workplace. The Queen of Wands is somebody who is attractive. And when I say attractive, I mean not just physically, right? Like, I'm not talking about like people hitting on you. I'm talking about like people want to hire you, right? Like people want to headhunt you for jobs, or people want to put you on projects because you're desirable. Or what I should say is you're attractive. And then the High Priestess here is a card that is associated with desirability. Interestingly enough, in love, the High Priestess is interesting because everybody wants to get with the High Priestess, but nobody can. And everybody wants to hire the High Priestess, but only one can, right? Only a few can. Only a few get to interview the High Priestess. And, you know, I do think that if you've been dealing with a colleague situation, it's because you've been doing well and there's some competition at play. It's just something that's coming into my mind here. Yeah, because we have 3 queens. I was waiting for the 3rd queen, and there it is. Queen of Swords with 3 pentacles, right? The 3 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Pentacles, and Swords. There it is. Oops, sorry for bumping the camera. You have the Queen of Swords, you have the Lovers, and you have the 3 of Pentacles, yeah. Yep. For sure. Yeah, so the thing about this is the classic thing with boredom, which I think came in for a recent Pisces reading, which is you have this 4 of Cups here, okay? You have this 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups, if it's not about reflection, it can be about boredom. I think you're reflecting, but I think that there's somebody here who's bored. Or this is maybe somebody from the past. There was somebody in your workplace situation with the 3 of Pentacles and these 3 queens. Somebody was bored, and the boredom led them to start stuff with you. Okay, start drama. People who are bored start drama. Okay, you can write that out. Okay, I will defend that to the end of the day. I've seen this happen. People who are bored start drama, and I do think somebody started drama with you in the workplace, and is because they were ultimately bored. You have this Lovers card. This has led you to make an important choice in your career, and I think ultimately you're feeling a lot more fulfilled based on this choice. You have the Justice card, you have the Ace of Pentacles, and you have the 2 of Swords clarifying the 2 of Swords. Can we clarify the 2 of Swords? 7 of Cups. Okay, look, that's a lot of confusion. 2 of Swords twice is confusing. Throw on the 7 of Cups, and that's like major confusion. So what I will say is, you know, it's great to spend time in the water, Pisces, you know, which I know you like to do. But we also have to remember the other side of our brain, which is the logic side of our brain. So, you know, this might not be popular opinion, but pros and cons lists might actually be helpful. Like sometimes, I'm not saying it works all the time, but I'm saying that a pros and cons list can really help out sometimes, because it's like logical. It's A and B, right? Like, this is what the thing is. Here are the pros, here are the cons. And I almost feel like something like this needs to happen, and you could just cut through the confusion that way. Ace of Pentacles, you clearly have a new start with somebody, or even with something in your business or in your career life. And the Justice card says, you deserve this. Good job. Good for you. You've taken the right action. You've been on the right path here, and you deserve what's coming for you. And I say that in a good way. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. And I will see you in the next reading.